Hello and happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to day one of the 12th birthday February release product introductions. I'm so glad that you have joined me today. Today, the first product myself and the Uniko brand ambassadors are introducing is a new addition to the Ink and Flip stencil collection, and this one is a 2-layer ink and flip. And the beauty of this stencil is, with it being 2 layers, you have more than one option, more than one design. So I will demonstrate the stencil in a second, but I thought I would share a few of the cards that I made and that I've shared on the blog today. So this first one, I couldn't resist. I do love these full card shakers. Here I have used the background stencil first, which you ink, you clean, and then you flip, and then you get the 2 colours which overlap and create more colours. And then I have used the heart that ink and flips as well on the inside, and I've used 2 other colours for that to stand out. I've used the everyday love sentiments and some beautiful shaker selections that I got from Lucy's cards, Little Things by Lucy before she closed her doors, and these lovely heart dewdrops that I've just accented on the top of my shaker with my sentiment, which is raised up as well. Next I did a sort of more masculine sort of Valentine's card, but as I say, it is Valentine's Day today, and we're all about hearts on the heart day. But as you can see, I've added congratulations, because it could be congratulations on your engagement, on your anniversary, on your wedding day. And I used a couple of shades of grey on my card, and then used red and pink for the heart to really pop out. Then I went for a more traditional shaker card with the foam adhesive. You can just see there that I've created the raised panel with the acetate and the containing the sequins. For this one, obviously I used the first part of the stencil, and then I just simply used my craft knife to cut out the heart to create my window. It was super easy because it was just straight lines. Then I have a couple more cards where I have used just the heart only, just this layer, which I will demonstrate. So I've just used this layer here, get my stencil the right way around. So I've inked, and then I've flipped and inked again, and you will see it in action. And then again, I've done it again here, and I've just moved the heart about to create an overall pattern. So they are the cards that I've shared today over on the blog, and now I will demonstrate the ink and flip. So this ink and flip works exactly the same as the ink and flip Christmas star and the ink and flip snowflake. That was the more recent one. So I'm just using this temporary adhesive by Stick It, just to hold my cardstock down onto my work surface. Now, if you're going to use both layers, I would recommend starting with this layer. Also, I do like to mark the centre of my card, just so I can line things up, but you don't have to centralise it. You could off-centre it if you would like to. So my card's 10.5 by 14, so I'm marking it just 5.2 in a little bit, just to roughly get it centered. Now I have worked out that the center of the stencil is on the edge of this line and the edge of this line, so it's sort of opposing edges of these sort of shapes. And then I am just going to use some Scotch tape to secure my stencil down. If I can peel it off. I should have had some prepared, but I'm never that prepared. So I'm just roughly centerizing this stencil. Obviously I'm doing it on a standard size card. You can do it on any shape card you like, really. I just prefer this standard size over squares. I don't know why. It's one that I just reach for more than anything. And I'm just securing it down here. So as it's Uniko's birthday release, I've chosen a couple of pink colours. I'm using Concord and 9th inks. So I'm going to start with Pink Lemonade and Carnation for this base layer. And I'm going to try and keep it fairly soft, I think, today. So I'm just coming in off the edge of my card, off my stencil onto the card, and just lightly inking. So this is the bit that takes a little bit of time. It's fairly straightforward though. But I ummed and ahed about releasing a heart, so actually after Valentine's Day, when this stencil will be available. But it can be used for so many different occasions, not just Valentine's Day. As I said, weddings, anniversary, engagement. Just because you want to say I love you to someone, that, you know, there doesn't have to be a reason, I don't think. And I think hearts are fun anyway, and this stencil, I think, even though it is a heart shape, you could really go to town with the second layer that creates the heart with the triangles. I think you could create some really beautiful abstract geometric designs with it on the background that you wouldn't necessarily have to build a heart. So I might even share something like that on release day. We've got an inspirational week ahead. The design team have done amazing. I should say brand ambassadors have done amazing with this release, as they always do. Their creativity always inspires me. But I have to say, even though this is a small release, the inspiration myself, it has kept flowing with these products. I think because they do coordinate so much with already what I've released in the past. You'll see from the sneak peeks that a lot of it is mid-century modern orientated. So the Uniko mid-century modern collection is growing and growing, and the mix and match options are just bountiful now, I guess you'd call the word. But yeah, you'll see more of that coming tomorrow. I am going to do a video each day, or share a video each day, I should say, using the introduction product. I should say the product we're introducing on the blog for that day. Just I need to get back into sharing more videos again. I got a bit quiet since Christmas, so this has inspired me to get on the camera again as such, even though it's not me, you see, it's the project. But I think that's what you've come for, rather than see me on the camera. Almost done with this first layer. I've gone a little bit darker than I had originally intended to, but my ink blending isn't the best today. It's a little bit patchy in places, but sometimes I find it looks patchy, and then when I've finished, the ink sort of dries out a bit and creates a smoother effect. But this is really just to demonstrate not my ink blending skills, but more what this stencil can do. And it was fun. It was frustrating, but it was also fun designing this stencil. It took a while, but I'm pleased how it came out in the end. So you peel your stencil off, and then you're going to just gently clean it, because you're flipping it over, so you don't want any of the ink from the first ink up to then transfer onto your card. So I've just got a little cloth next to me. I have lost my stamp chamois, so I need to buy a new one for myself, but I have found these microfiber cloths are quite good as well. So I'm just giving it a little clean off camera and a little dry, so because we don't want to put a wet stencil down either. So we did this way, inking up, and then we're going to literally just flip it over. And this one's fairly easy to line up, because you're just lining up the heart and the lines. Now usually I like to look right over my project, but you don't want to see my big head in the camera, so I think I've lined it up fairly well. We will soon see. And I'm just securing the stencil down again in place. Like so. And then we're going to go in, I'm going to go in with the darker colour, which is, I've chosen Carnation. It's getting a little dry. I think I need to get that one re-inked. We'll change colours. We will use, hopefully Sweet Pea won't be as dry. I need to re-ink some of mine, and I'm still building up my re-inker collection for these inks, especially the newer colours. I've got all the older colours, it's just these newer ones, and I'm really pleased that they're bringing out some new colours as well. I'm really excited. Well, they've brought them out. I'm just waiting for them to be available here in the UK, because they look absolutely scrumptious and I'm so excited for them. As you know, I love colour. So I'm just going over here with the next colour, and as you can see, the colours, like with the other ink and flips, they will overlap slightly to give this beautiful sort of blended overlay effect. I just randomly chose two pinks, so as long as they're two different shades, you're gonna get a beautiful result. You could do it rainbow if you wanted to as well, which is another thing I love doing with these ink and flips, is creating rainbow cards. I think this is the longest process, is inking through the stencil. but I have to say I think the results are worth it when you see when I lift the stencil off. It's worth the patience, I should say, to get it all inked up. So I am working on some more designs in this Ink and Flip series of stencils, so you can expect to see some more later this year. I've been busy working behind the scenes when I'm not blogging or at a show, and it was lovely to do the Uniko stamping retreat on Sunday, the Sunday just gone, which was our actual birthday on the 11th of February. I really enjoyed chatting and crafting with you all, and I should have the next date in the next day or so, which I will announce on the blogs and social media, just so you can mark it in your diaries, and I will put booking out as well. So I'm just trying not to catch underneath this heart, where you could use a little bit of removable adhesive underneath, but I think that's all right. So I have finished, so we're going to reveal the first layer of this stencil, and there you go, there is the first layer. Now if you wanted to, you could leave it like this and you could stamp your sentiment in, as I say, like I did with this card. You could cut a window using your craft knife. So there's lots of options you can actually do with this first layer on its, on its own. But I designed it with a second layer, so you could infill the heart as well. And originally I had designed it so both layers were on the one stencil, but I changed my mind and decided to do it a 2-layer because it just gives more colour options. You could use exactly the same colours that I had used for my first layer, and it would give perhaps a more seamless sort of look to it, but these don't actually overlap. These the shapes on this heart don't overlap, so you're not getting any ink blended. It just creates the heart shape really, but allows you to do it in 2 colours. But you could mask off more, and as I say, do it a rainbow effect if you wanted to do more masking. You could have that option as well. And as I say, I will have lots more samples to share with you on release day using this along with some of the other products. And I hope to pop in again on release day with a video as well, which I plan to do. It all depends that my plans come to fruition, because I can plan things as much as I like, and life happens and it doesn't always turn out the way I planned it to. Anyway, so I've lined up my heart inside, and there is a slight border. I've left a slight border, so there is a bit of an edge, just so it stands out a little bit. So I'm using Aqua Sky here. I'm sort of inspired again by Uniko brand colours. And there's a light turquoise, a dark turquoise and a pink in our brand colours. So that is what I have gone for today. I think I had intended of using the colours the other way round, with using the aquas and everything on the background and the pinks on the heart, but I've done the reverse to what I think I originally planned, but never mind. So I've nearly sort of finished this first layer. I'm just using some of the ink off this brush as well. I'm finding I don't need to always ink my brushes up as much as I think, because there is often ink left on them. And that's the first layer. And then again, you literally clean your stencil and flip it over to fill the rest of the heart. So we did it that way, and you're literally gonna flip and you're gonna place it, and you'll see, hopefully you can see in the video, there is a slight white border along each of the triangles that make up this heart shape. And then I'm going to go in with Oceanside. So as there is this white border, you could go in and use the same colour and you'd still get a nice heart definition with the white borders in between. But as I say, I decided I was going to use these colours, so I'm going to use the darker shade as well. And another thing, you can go in and add some dimension or some glitter. You could use paste for these details as well, which I've done in the past with our builder stencils. It was nice to go back in and add a layer of glitter using paste. And ta-da, there we have the heart shape. So again, this layer of stencil can be used on its own, like I've done in the samples that I showed at the beginning. And then you can add your sentiments. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even do the first layer and then cut your window, and then do the heart shape inked on the base card, on the white card, to give a dimensional effect. It's all about having fun and being creative, and I'm sure the design team will show even more options of how this stencil can be used that I haven't even thought of when I was designing it. So yes, welcome to Ink and Flip Geometric Heart. I hope you're as excited as I am about this new stencil, and thank you for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow with the next product introduction. Bye for now.